Yeah, obviously, um, big opportunity ahead of us here next Wednesday night. Going to DeKalb to play against Northern. First place in the MAC West is on the line. Playing against a very good football team. Coach Hammock's done a tremendous job, turning that program around. And, obviously, they're doing a lot of really good things in all three phases right now. And obviously, it's going to be a great challenge for us. Obviously excited to get back to the practice field and keep focusing on us. We got to continue to work on some of the things that we need to continue to get better at. But a great opportunity. Our guys are fired up. Everybody knows definitely what's at stake. Obviously, it's a rivalry game as well with the Bronze Stalk trophy. So a lot of things on the line, but we got to focus most importantly on our week of preparation and making sure that we have the best week practice here that we can, and build our confidence where it needs to be to get on the bus on Tuesday to head to DeKalb.
Go ahead, Robbie.
Okay. Yeah, I guess first off, I saw you tweet about it last night. What was it like seeing Danny Pinter get in the end zone on Thursday Night Football?
That was awesome to be able to see Danny have a moment like that. And really, I thought probably what was coolest watching from home was just see the celebration with his teammates. And certainly it's a big guy catching a touchdown that nobody in the building thought was going to catch it. But then just to see his teammates and those guys have that celebration was really awesome. And just proud of him, man. It was a great moment for Danny Pinter. It's a great moment for Ball State University, great moment for Ball State football. And proud of him for his work ethic. And I had a chance to get on FaceTime with him this morning. And I did show the whole team this morning at the team meeting to get it kicked off. If they didn't have a chance to see it last night, I had a chance to show the video, from the TV copy, and really cool.
Yeah. And then I guess, going back to Tuesday, the close game for you guys, kind of got out of there with the win. What's your kind of biggest takeaway from a game like that? Just kind of the way it played out with you guys kind of leading early and then them kind of climbing back.
Well, it's MACtion, and the MAC is a great conference from top to bottom. Akron has really improved as a football team. A credit to them for just continuing to fight, scratch, and claw. And I told our guys that all that matters is that we win by 1 point. We still acknowledge every man in here, every coaching staff member, that we have things that we need to continue to work on to get better at. Certainly there was opportunities in all phases where we might have missed an opportunity from an execution standpoint, but that's why you go back to work. That's why you go back to studying the tape. That's why you go back to practice. But great win for us on the road. That was the first time we had won a MACtion game on the road, since 2012. So it's a win, and that's the most important thing. And then we continue to work on things that we need to improve that.
Sure. And then I think you talked to him about him this year, but how impressive has Bryce Cosby just been? I feel like anytime you guys need a big play, he's kind of the guy getting his nose on the football.
Yeah, every day we work. Every day we start practice. Once we get stretched, we start the practice with the turnover circuit. And to me, what happened at the end of the game there was the turnover circuit that we work on every day to a T, to the most intense level. So it started with Brett Anderson and Clayton Call, both what I would consider a harass drill, one coming from each side. They knocked the ball out. And then Bryce Cosby, he just went and got that football. He made the decision that I'm going to get this thing and I'm going to come up with it. And, he's a playmaker, man. Big time players make big time plays in big time situations. And that was a 100% definition of that delivered by Bryce Cosby. And he's a tremendous football player. And, you love to see hard work pay off. And that's certainly what's happened for a guy like Bryce Cosby.
Sure. And then Northern, you talk about some of these close games. I feel like Northern Illinois has had, I don't know how many off the top of my head, but a number of close games this year. What have you kind of seen out of them, just kind of scouting wise, and what are you guys preparing for, I guess?
You got to give them credit. Again, I know I said it to start the press conference here, but what Coach Hammock has done has been very impressive. In his third year, they were 0-6 a year ago, and to do what they've done, to sit atop the MAC West right now with 3 games left to be played is very impressive. And their team plays hard. They've done obviously they've won the one possession games. That those ones that are close, and you figure out a way at the end, and they've done a great job. He's done a great job of managing the game and going forward on 4th down several times where they've converted. They've dialed up the right play. They were prepared for it, but he's done a good job in those late situations in the 4th quarter of managing the game, and they've gone out and they've executed, and they've won those big games, whether they be at home, whether they be on the road. So we're preparing ourselves for a battle, man. This is going to be a battle. Mentally, physically, it's you got to have a great week of preparation. You got to make sure guys are, bumps and bruises are just part of the game when you're this deep in the season. And so guys taking care of themselves. Obviously, it's going to be nice to have 2 heavy work days on Saturday and Sunday when we don't have class conflicts, and we're excited about being able to get that done.
Sure. And talk about kind of some of the bumps and bruises too. A couple guys went down Tuesday. Is there any update on Justin, Kyron, and Jay Sean?
Yeah, obviously still a little bit early here to figure out for sure what's going to be able to happen with those guys. But we're, obviously in regards to Justin and with Kyron, and then, with Jay Sean's situation. So hopefully, we'll be able to get him back, but obviously we have to prepare the next guy to get himself ready to go. And, that's just part of the game. Injuries are part of the game, and try to make sure I communicate all the time with our guys that, even if you haven't played a ton of snaps yet, you still got to make sure you're locked in and focused on the game plan. Make sure you're ready when your number's called, because, that's just part of the game. And our coaching staff has done a great job with that, and our players have done a great job of being bought into that.
Sure. And then the last one for me, what's kind of the approach this week? I'm sure everyone in that building kind of knows the implications of this week. How do you kind of balance, knowing knowing that you have to win this game, and then also maybe not pressing too much?
Yeah. To me, 2 things here. Obviously, what's at stake is an opportunity for us to stay in the winner's bracket. Secondly, you can talk about pressure all you want, but pressure is when you're not prepared. Just like if you're preparing for an exam, if you don't prepare as hard as you possibly can to go in and take an exam, it's a bad feeling in your gut knowing that, man, I'm not where I need to be preparation wise. You put pressure on yourself, then you don't do well on the test. So it's the same in football. If you do a great job of studying your opponent, we get a lot of game tape available in Northern Illinois. If you do a great job of studying the game plan, then you'll be confident and you won't be feeling any kind of pressure. You won't put any kind of added pressure on yourself. Now it's about going out and just doing your job to the best of your ability, being bought into that, because the game of football is a beautiful sport, man, but there's 22 players on the field for one play. And the team that can get, 11 guys or as close to 11 guys doing their job, you got a better chance for execution. And we got to keep it simple like that. Okay. Pressure to me, when you're not prepared, then that's pressure. But our guys know that they've been around here, played a lot of football, that you get what you work for. And that's what the mindset is this week in practice.
Thanks.
Mike, just talk about the Northern Illinois is certainly a team that runs the football a lot. That's what they want to do. What's it like preparing for that? Yeah,
but I'd say they've run the ball certainly early in the season, but the last couple of weeks, certainly they've been very explosive through the air. And so they're a balanced football team that we got to be, obviously up for both challenges. We got to be good at stopping the run and obviously limit the explosive plays. And one way to get that done, obviously in passing situations, is we got to get pressure on the quarterback. We've got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. I know I've said that probably every single week, but the formula doesn't change. And what they've done a really good job of progressing as the season gone on, their passing game. And, the quarterback, Rocky Lombardi has really played well in recent weeks, made some huge throws, and they've been delivering a lot of explosive plays. So, it's, not just about the run game. Obviously it starts there because they've got a good, running back group, but we got to do a great job of, being able to get after him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
And you're wrapping up 4 games on the road out of 5. What's it like going through that kind of stretch right there with one being home once?
That's part of it. Obviously, you're going to have to play a certain number of games on the road. So whether they come all at one time or they're spaced out, it's still what it is. The good thing is we know the routine. We know what the travel schedule is like. We just had 4-hour bus ride, give or take. When we traveled to play against Akron, it's going to be similar type of bus ride. So we know that routine. We know what that schedule is like. I don't think our guys, will blink about it. Sometimes when you're together on the road, you get a chance to stay at the hotel. We don't get an opportunity to do that now at home games. So, we get to eat together. We're all staying in the same hotel. We get to, have meetings and a walkthrough together. So our guys know that routine, and I don't even, they don't think twice about however many games it's been, on the road.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we're open up for questions for Drew.
Sure. Hey, Drew. I guess take me back to Tuesday. I mean, what's kind of going through your head there in those final moments, and as you kind of see the ball kind of come loose in the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, took off running. I thought for sure he was going to score, but I didn't expect that to happen, and that was certainly a moment of joy. That's all I can just really say about it. My heart kind of sunk at first, and then was brought back up real quickly.
Yeah. I guess it was kind of a weird game for you guys where, you guys were really in control early and they kind of climbed back. I mean, what's your biggest takeaway from that game against Akron?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, we just got to keep playing to win. I feel like we kind of got complacent a little bit once they started kind of making that run back up. But, we did our job in going down and scoring late with that field goal. We would have liked to put up a touchdown, but we'll take points any way we can get them. And the defense, had our back and made a play when it mattered most.
Yeah, and then obviously Carson had his big day. I mean, when the running game's kind of going going as well as it was, how much does that kind of open up or kind of relax, I guess, the offense to just kind of do what you guys can do?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things for us that just as an offense, we're a team that you can't just stop one of us because we have so many weapons and so many players that can make plays that you try to take one aspect of it away and another one, thrives. So, they were trying to stop the pass and he was thriving. Carson played a heck of a game and O-line played really well blocking. So, and not to say we didn't throw the ball well, it's just, clearly they couldn't stop the run and that was what thrived on Tuesday night.
Sure. And then I guess, coming into this week, it's another one of those rivalry weeks, but it's bigger than that. And I know you guys kind of know the implications. I mean, how do you balance kind of how big of a week this is with maybe, not putting too much pressure on yourselves, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, you got to go into it each week like it's championship. We always talk about championship mentality, and for us, it's championship game number 5. And that's how we kind of take in each week is each game's a championship game and you can't lose. It's win or go home. And we've kind of established that early on in the season in the MAC play. And I think now that MACtion's taking place, you kind of see that unfold this week, that each game truly is a championship game, not just for us, but for every team. So to have that ability to play a big game in November is just that's what you dream of.
Sure. And then I know a focus for you guys has been kind of, starting out strong, and you guys have been doing that, especially in conference play. I mean, how big of a focus is that, just seeing kind of the scoreboard across the MAC with how high scoring these games are and seeing how many points Northern Illinois is kind of regularly put up as well?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we always want to get out to a hot start. And I think recently, taking the ball early, I think it's just been something we got it. That Army game, we started off real strong. With the kick return, defense shut them out. We scored again. And the next week, we took the ball to start and we scored on first play. So I think that's kind of been a key for us, is just getting out to a quick start. That way, it kind of relaxes everybody. Whether we score or not on the first drive, I think last week was the first time we didn't score on the first drive since the Army game. But just being able to get out and go down the field and score, put up points, kind of relaxes not just us, but the defense as well. And continuing to do that this year is just going to be huge.
Sure. That's all I got. Thanks.
Drew, most of the midweek games have been one score here, one score there. You've been in this league a long time. What's it like playing on those games, knowing that you're probably going to be in a dogfight?
Yeah, I mean, midweek action is something different. That's for sure. And you see some guys from other leagues come in and then don't realize what it's actually like. Playing on a Tuesday night, it's a little bit colder than Saturday afternoons. That's for sure. A little bit different too, because classes are next day and you're getting home late. But it's always going to be a dogfight, because this league is one of those that every year it's 3 or 4 teams on each side are fighting for that MAC championship spot to be able to go and play. And that's kind of how it's been ever since I got here. And, 2 years ago, Central Michigan was third or fourth going into week 10. And by the end of it, they were first. So it's one of those things that you just never know what's going to happen in this league. People, teams are very even across the board, whether they're 2-6 or 6-2. You never know who's going to win.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open up for questions for Clayton.
Hey, Clayton. I guess take me back to Tuesday and that final play. I mean, what are you seeing? What's kind of going through your head as the quarterback takes off and is a few yards away from the end zone?
Really, it was one of our base red zone coverages, calls run pass key, go through, work off the tight end. Saw he escaped the pocket, and I just kind of was like, yeah, this is it. Got a trigger. Here we go. Saw Brett come from the other side, so I knew I had a chance to just take a shot, and Brett did the same. Really, we hit them both at the same time, and kind of as I hit him, Brett kind of came in a little lower, and I came a little higher, and I saw the ball and hit. And then as I came up, I just saw the ball shoot out in the end zone, and then people started diving for it, and then I vividly remember Bryce Cosby reaching out, grabbing it, ripping it away, and then that was it.
I mean, mentally, how much of a relief was that, I guess, when you see Bryce come up with the ball?
I don't know. Relief is an interesting word to describe it. Knowing the situation, down or up, whatever, they need to score to win the game. But knowing that's what we had to do is create a turnover. And we talked all week about, I think Coach Doherty said today that the MAC is in MAC play. If you are winning the turnover battle, you're 19-2. So if you're +1 in the turnover, and that was that +1 for us, that's what obviously won us the game. They're late. So just getting in that moment and celebrating with Bryce and running off with the guys, and then realizing like, holy crap, that's what won us the game. Because obviously going through, you're aware that there's a minute. I think there's like a little under 2 minutes at that point in time, and that they just need to score to really win this game, kick an extra point. So there was relief once I got off the field and realized kind of what had really just happened. But in the moment, it was just wild and crazy.
Yeah, I guess turnover battle's kind of been the message for you guys. Throughout the year. How do you kind of focus on that defensively? Is it trying to punch the ball out or trying to put yourself in the right position, or just being prepared? Or
I think you're seeing a lot across college football and a lot in the NFL. You see guys like Darius Leonard last night punched out like his 8th ball this season or whatever it was for the Colts. But turnovers are a big part of the game, and if you can strike one at the right time, it can really alter an entire game. And it's something we work on both sides of the ball, protection and getting balls out in the game. But really, it's just those are the plays that can really change a game. Special teams can really turn a game around, but turnovers can really, really turn a game around fast. We've seen it here where we've lost games because of late turnovers, or we've won games. You look at last year's game with AJ's pick 6, that can easily be defined as the turning moment in that game for us last year versus NIU. So, they're just huge plays, and that's stuff that you try to implement in practice, whether it's our out the mud drill or whether it's just in scout team, like, all right, let's emphasize getting the ball out here, punching, or if it is a pick 6, make sure you come down with it.
Sure. And then, defensively, going back to Tuesday, what's your guys' biggest takeaway? Because I feel like early on, you guys were kind of in control, and then Akron kind of came back. What are you as a unit kind of taking away from that game?
Really just stay together. We got to play hard and play for each other. I think at times, we start getting a little out of whack, and really just, if you just play hard for 3-4 downs, good things are going to happen. You don't really take away anything. Obviously we won, but that was not the way we wanted to win. We wanted to come out and show our dominance and kind of show who we were. And that didn't happen. That's what it is. Can't change the past. But from moving forward, it's just keep playing together. A lot of good things happen when you run to the ball. Like with Bryce, if he wasn't running the ball and we don't get that and they score, I'm sitting here having a totally different conversation. Or if me and Brett don't run the ball, just small things like that. So if we just keep playing hard, keep playing physical, and keep playing together, then good things are going to happen, because that's just kind of the way the game goes.
For sure. And then, I mean, coming into this week, I mean, you guys know the implications, I'm sure, of this game. How do you kind of balance, you know, how important this game is and also with maybe not putting too much pressure on yourself, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, Coach New laid out straight up what it is. I mean, this is, you know, we talk about Detroit and everything. This is Detroit or bust. Like it's you got to win these games to go on. But I mean, I think pressure, Bryce Cosby said it great. Pressure kind of comes from when you're not prepared. And Coach New talked about it as well. Like if you're prepared, then that pressure is just pressure. Like it's not going to bother you. But if you're not prepared, you don't come into the game prepared like you should have been, then that pressure is going to mean something. And to me, if you look at pressure, that just comes from a way of like, that's what's expected. You know, if we were an O and whatever team right now, then there's going to be no pressure because they don't expect that from us. But we're a good football team and they're a good football team. So there's going to be pressure to win these big games. But it really just comes back to, you know, we've been here. We've played in big games. You know, last season with a shortened season, every game was literally a do or die type of situation. You lose one game and there's a chance that you don't go to the MAC championship. But, you know, that Western game last year and even really every game leading up to that, it was a big pressure game. And I think guys are kind of used to it. You build a winning culture and you build a team that wants to win. There's going to be that pressure in games, but really ultimately it comes back to, you know, it's just another football game. It's a big one, but you want to do your job, play hard, play physical, and play for your teammates. So let that take care of itself.
Sure. And then the last thing for me, I know you guys, I mean, I'm sure you've seen Northern Illinois and watched plenty of tape, and they've been able to put up a lot of points this year. Defensively, what's kind of the biggest focus against a team like that?
If you turn on the tape, you watch the Kent game, you'll easily see that they pride themselves in running the ball. Head coach comes from a running back, full shebang. So they're going to pride themselves in running the ball, and that's just what they do. Obviously, they threw quite a bit against Kent, but I think that shows kind of the explosiveness of Kent's offense that their defense had to deal with because it's a high-scoring game. But they're going to come out and they're going to try to personnel you. They're going to try to use certain guys they have, whether it's an extra offensive lineman, multiple tight ends, fullback, running back. They're just going to personnel and run the ball and take their shots when they can. You know, obviously they've shown they can pass the ball, but I think they really pride themselves and run the ball. So it's the same for us every week. Stop the run. We'll take care of the rest, make them one-dimensional, and go on.
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.